Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you're all doing great, keeping safe. Of course, with Father's Day being right around the corner, we want to think of endearing fragrances that would make for really good Father's Day gifts for that special man in your life, whether it be a brother or an uncle or a father, your own father. So in today's Cephalabon contributor video, I'm going to be sharing with you some ideal choices for Father's Day. These are amazing fragrances that I couldn't recommend enough in today's co-curated list. I'm also going to be letting you in on a very special giveaway, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on these 5 fantastic, really wonderful Father's Day fragrances. They're all very special, very endearing. They have a certain masculine attribute about them that I would really like to talk to you about. I do want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. So like I mentioned, this is a co-curated list between Michelin Camin of Cephalabon and myself. These are 5 amazing fragrances for Father's Day. I think they all have somewhat of a masculine characteristic about them, but they're very gentle, they're endearing, they're beautifully done fragrances, and they all possess a certain level of uniqueness, because we know that when you're purchasing a fragrance for that special man in your life, you don't want him to smell like a sea of other people who are wearing the same fragrance. So there isn't going to be any Creed Aventus, there isn't going to be any Dior Sauvage or anything like that. These are really unique fragrances, and I'm so excited to talk to you about them. Now, if you would like to participate in the giveaway, the only thing you have to do is just follow the first link down below in the description box. It's going to take you to cephalabon.com. And then after you become a registered reader, just drop a comment below the article and you'll be automatically entered to win. And there are several bottles up for grabs. So best of luck, everybody. I really hope you win, and I hope you learned something about these 5 fragrances from today's video. All very unique, all have a masculine component about them. The first one that I want to talk about is Kajal 2 by Kajal. Now, this was a collaboration between Chris Maurice and Rosendo Matteo. Rest in peace to Rosendo Matteo. This fragrance is cinnamon and peach and oak moss, and there's some other spices in here, a little bit of lavender as well, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's spicy, it's earthy, it has an assertive quality, but it's also very warm and genial at the same time. I love that perfect amount of sweetness that's in here. It's such a special fragrance, and I've really smelled nothing else like it on the market. I've owned so many fragrances throughout the years, and I do consider myself a collector. I don't give up any of my fragrances that I've acquired, and there's really nothing in my collection that smells the way that this fragrance does. We also have Daring Do by Inika. The perfumer is Inika Ruland, and with this particular fragrance, you have magnolia and citrus. Of course, there's a lot of other notes in here. There's also a touch of fern, and the fern gives it that masculine quality. So you might see fern or oak moss or fir balsam or lavender. There's always going to be some kind of notes in here, a lot of woods in these fragrances as well. But the magnolia is very clean, it's very pure and smooth and tranquil. So this is perhaps for the personality where your dad is very calm, very sort of a calming demeanor, whereas this one is a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more gregarious. Daring Do is perhaps a bit calmer, and it does have some watery notes and some aquatic tendencies as well. So all things considered, it is a compliment getter. Of course, we also have Carpe Diem by Tempus Vitae. Now, of course, Carpe Diem, seize the day. This is a beautiful fragrance. So this fragrance does have a lot of citrus in the opening. You're also going to get a little bit of jasmine in here as well. The jasmine is done very nicely, very beautifully. I've actually done a video where I talked about all 3 releases from Tempus Vitae, so I'm not going to get in too much detail in this particular video, but it's citrus and jasmine. The jasmine is clean, the citrus is lively. You also have some earthy notes in here as well, so it's done very well. You do have that dark layer underneath everything else, so definitely check this one out. And then we have a fragrance by Parfums de Marley. This one is called Haultain. Now we know in terms of recent popularity, there's Pegasus, there's Percival, there's Leighton. Haultain is one of the more recent releases from the brand, and thus it's not going to be worn by as many people. Now with this fragrance in particular, it does have some sweet notes. There's also praline in here. So it does have a tendency to go in a little bit of a sweeter direction, but it also has the saffron and the agarwood. So the spices, the oud, the other woodsy notes, that touch of sweetness in here, it's such a beautiful blend. And this one can also come across very assertive, but also has that air of playfulness about it, right? It's almost like that dad that can liven up a little bit and joke around, but also be very stern and serious when the occasion demands for it. It's a beautiful fragrance, and one that I personally love wearing, as I've been wearing it for a very long time now. And the next fragrance is one that I have truly fallen in love with. This one is made in France, and this one is by the brand Lila Parfum, and it's called Agar Épicé. Now this fragrance has spices and oud. There's nagarmoda, there's sandalwood, there's agarwood. It's so deep and rich, and it also has like this balsamic nature. I didn't read much in the way of resins when I was looking at it, but I am picking up a little bit of like this labdanum benzoin combination. It's warm, it's spicy, it's resinous, it's oudy, it's earthy, it's woodsy, and it has that assertive nature about it, but it also has this sophisticated aura that you can't shake. It's a beautifully done, very well refined, sophisticated, and upscale type of a fragrance, and I think it's the perfect fragrance for that special someone in your life. These are 5 amazing, masculine leaning, very original, very unique, fantastic recommendations for Father's Day. And of course, you have the opportunity to win one of many bottles if you follow the first link down below to seflaban.com. I really want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's video. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your viewership. I really appreciate you guys. If you do celebrate this holiday, I'm hoping that these recommendations do come across quite useful for you. Of course, if you are looking forward to gifting your father or that special man in your life something for Father's Day, what are you planning on gifting him? Drop your comment down below. If you don't celebrate the holiday and you just wanted to take these as very good masculine fragrance recommendations, I'm hoping that you took something of value from this video in that regard. In any case, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to support the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give it a thumbs up. Thank you again for watching. Love you guys, and we'll see you next time.